Selling over 45 million copies is Pink Floyd's eighth album, The Dark Side of the Moon, which quickly rose to being one of the most famous musical works of all time, still inviting new listeners in the common era. Its iconic album cover, white light entering a prism and exiting as a rainbow, was voted in a study done in 2024 to be the seventh most recognizable album cover in all of music history. More data polls and studies could be shown, but the point is clear. The 1973 album, The Dark Side of the Moon, is special. The question that I intend to answer in the next 5 or so minutes is why? What makes this album so special? And in the 42 minutes that this album consists of, what could possibly have affected millions of people in such a distinct and personal way? While time doesn't permit me to go over all the 10 tracks one by one, although I would love to, I'm going to go over the 3 reasons why this album is my personal favorite album, and why I believe it is one of the best to date in all of music history. The first reason is that it relies on multiple different types of music without it feeling cramped or extreme. The third track, On the Run, is a good example of this. It's 4 minutes worth of a wide variety of different sounds, including the sound of running footsteps, various airport noises, indistinct conversations, and maniacal laughing. It's an instrumental that perfectly sets the mood of the album's general theme of loneliness, stress, and so on. As opposed to this, you have Money, the 6th track and first single of this LP that was released, the almost 7-minute long epic with a 3-minute saxophone solo. It's an upbeat yet sarcastic sounding take on greed and fame, perfectly juxtapositioning between On the Run as previously mentioned, while still keeping the theme. Not to mention the iconic guitar solo in the 4th track, Time, the jarring vocals of Claire Torrey on its 5th track, The Great Gig in the Sky, or the synth-heavy work of Any Color You Like, the album's 8th track. The variety of music in one record that still doesn't feel too much or too over the top is really incredible. The second reason is that its legacy is still strong to this day, 50 years later. It was obviously extremely popular at the time of its release, and it continued to be, as it stayed in the top 200 albums for a total of 724 consecutive weeks according to the Billboard 200's rankings, ending in 1988. However, the total as of 2024 was 990 weeks. This means that since 1988, it has been in the top 200 albums worldwide 266 times. 100 more than any other albums that are competing and have compete in the Billboard 200s to this day. Quoting VNN Music, in 2013, The Dark Side of the Moon was selected for preservation in the United States National Recording Registry by the Library of Congress as culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. Multiple recent rankings of albums worldwide rank it higher than even more modern music. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation, NME, Planet Rock, and the National Association of Recording Merchandisers, among other relevant music journalists, all rank it in the top 10 albums of all time. In 2023, a 50th anniversary edition set was made, selling over 50 million copies and getting up to spot 49 on the Billboard 200, showing that even now its legacy is affecting new ones. Decades after its release, its effect on the music industry, pop culture, and up-and-coming artists remains undefeated. Now, the third reason is that it manages to stick to its well-chosen theme. A concept album is what I want to define to you right now. It's a record that works over one general idea over the course of its entire runtime, instead of simply being a collection of songs, as the vast majority of albums are. Pink Floyd's work is not only brilliantly designed to work around the themes of greed, death, fame, time, and so forth, but it also blends everything together in beautiful transitions. From the first song, Speak to Me, and its discordant heartbeats and indistinct background voices, to the final track, Eclipse, and its enlightening imagery via its verses, the album really lends itself to being one long 40-minute song, without insisting upon itself as other records with the same concept generally do. Everything managed to be distinct while also blending together wonderfully. It was, in fact, one of the first of its kind to do something like this in the 70s, to blend all of the songs together so that it sounds like one complete track. Now, believe me when I tell you that I could have literally talked about this album for hours. I could have gone in depth to every song, every transition, Pink Floyd's history, the music history itself, to truly sell to you just how mind-bogglingly special this album really is. It was and is to this day. For the time being, though, I hope that my video has inspired you to at least check it out and listen to it to see what I mean. Music taste is so diverse and so random that I don't expect you to like it the way others do. I just want you to try it out. If 40 minutes of your time that I assure you will not be wasted. If you like it, great. If not, you will have viewed a pivotal point in music history and been a small part of its continuing success so that future generations can enjoy this wonderful piece of art just like you and I can. Thank you for listening.